What's up, y'all? I'm Chris Hayes, and this is On the Spot, a new interview series where we talk to artists, producers, and influencers from around the world. We find out what they got going on and a little bit more about them. And today we have a very special guest. Please introduce yourself. Tell us your name, where you're from, and what you got going on.
Hi, my name is Pyureti. I am from Detroit, Michigan, Motown. What? I am currently residing in Los Angeles, and I am a new independent R&B artist. I just released my latest single, which is called Launch Pass, available on Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, everywhere you can find digital music. It's out there. So that's what I got going on right now.
Dope. Well, welcome to the show. It's good to have you here today.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, the first place I usually like to start is with your name. I noticed you have a interesting kind of spelling, and maybe you want to tell us a little bit why you chose the name you have, a story behind it.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so it's pronounced Pyureti, spelled Pyureti. And that name actually came from, I've been singing since I was 3. And everywhere I go, every time I sing, people always come to me and say that my voice sounds extremely pure. So that's kind of where that name came from. Just hearing that over and over and over and over again, I said, okay, well, Pyureti. And I just didn't want to spell it the regular way. I kind of wanted to be creative. And so a lot of thought went into actually how I was going to spell it. And that's kind of what I settled on, and just trying to make sure that it had the right sound and look. So
I like that. That's a great compliment. A pure voice, and then you just took that. I like the whole story behind that. Now, I know you mentioned you started when you was around 3 years old, so you've obviously been singing for quite a while. Tell us about what you were doing at 3, how you started singing, and how you made that transition from being a singer to recording artist. Tell us that what happened.
Sure. Okay. So my parents grew up in the Motown sound, so I've always been around music. So every weekend, like, my dad would sit me and my siblings down and actually play a record from his old record collection that he had. So we always were around music, and I started just singing some of the songs that he would play. And then my mom noticed me singing one day and actually got me started at the NAACP. I sang at one of the Detroit chapter events, and I was 3 years old, and I sang in front of a crowd of, I don't know, 250 people, but I remember it because of the fact that they didn't start my music, and I didn't want to start singing until they got the music right. And like, to this day, my mom still jokes about that because I turned around and I looked at, because I knew where they were playing the music from, and I turned around and I looked at the guy like, if y'all don't start this music over, begin it and get it right so I could sing. And yeah, that's basically how I started. And from there, I went on to get into singing groups, and just now launching my solo career.
That's dope too. That's a good story. You're definitely a true MC. When you're on stage, you got that mic, you're the MC, you control the situation. So that's a good story. That's a good learning lesson for everybody.
Yeah.
When you're performing, you never know, things can go this way or that way, and you gotta get things right for your performance. And now, talking about performance, part of music is collaborating. And who do you think you would work well with or collaborate well if you had the opportunity, just so we can get a sense more of your style and what you like?
Oh, that's such a good question. I would really like to work with Solange. I really just adore her as an artist. And Miguel. I think Miguel is really, really dope as far as just with the lyrics and the way that he writes his songs. My focus is a lot on metaphors and just harmonies, and Miguel and Solange have both of those. So I think that I would work really well with either of them.
I like that. Sometimes it's good to put it out there. Now, let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about fashion. Let's talk about style. What is your style like? Are you working with any local designers? Do you have your own merch, or what can we expect to see you on stage? What's your style? Would you describe it like?
Well, right now, I am in the process of getting some merch together. It's not out yet, but it will be coming soon. And I do have a stylist. Shout out to Tanya. She pretty much styles me, I guess, on Erykah Badu-ish type style. I guess if I had to give it something like a full explanation, it would be something along those lines. I like the big hair, the natural hair. I like colorful patterns and things like that. I'm not really into a specific type of brand or anything. I just like what I like, and I like for things to, represent me. And if it looks artistic or creative in some type of way, then that works for me.
Well, dope. Everybody, keep a lookout for Pyureti's merchandise. Definitely seems like she has a good fashion sense, so maybe she can put y'all onto something. Now, let's switch back to the music. Let's talk a little bit more about your music. I know in the beginning of the interview, we talked a little bit what you had coming out, but let's remind the people, what do you have coming out in the future? And also maybe let them know what they could listen to right now that you might have out.
Well, right now I am working on my album. I don't have a date yet for when it will be out because we're still in the process of recording it. But all the songs are written. I write everything that I come out with. So I am a singer-songwriter. And right now I have Launchpads out, which is that's my baby right there. A lot of love and a lot of things just went into that song. It's an inspirational anthem, like, especially I didn't write it because of COVID. I wrote it long before the pandemic came out. But since we're in this pandemic, it's such an inspiring song that no matter what we're going through right now, it's a setup for you to go forward. And that's what that song is about. So launch pads, like you sitting on the launch pad waiting to get ready to take off.
Launch pads. Y'all make sure to go tune into that song. I love when I hear an artist passionate about their music like that and they want other people to hear it. So I'm glad that I asked you. And with that being said, where can we find you? Tell us your Instagram. Tell us how to find you on Spotify and your website. Tell us everything we need to know.
Yeah, you can find me Pyureti, Pyureti. That's Pyureti.com. That's Pyureti, at Pyureti on Instagram, at Pyureti TikTok. Pyureti,
okay.
Pyureti everywhere. It's all the same. But if you want like the official link, that's like a one-stop shop for everything. It's ffm.bio/Pyureti, Pyureti.
All right. I'm going to put your links right down below. Y'all go make sure to follow Pyureti. And with that being said, I appreciate you coming through. But before we go, do you have any last words? Anything you want to let the people know? Maybe something we might have missed?
I guess, like I said, I'm an artist. I love to write lyrics. Like I said, I write all of my songs. And just being as a child, listening to songs with my father and my mother, there was always a focus on lyrics. So lyrics are important to me. That's where I write from, trying to include metaphors and everything like that. So if you want to hear some good lyrics, dope harmonies, go check me out. And I thank you, Chris, so much for having me on the show.
Absolutely. After that interview, I'm a bigger fan than I already was. It's always good to hear a little bit more about your backstory, why you do what you do, and connected with the family and everything with that. So, Pyureti, it was great to have you on the show. Everybody watching, thank you for tuning in. You already know what it is. I'm Chris Hayes. This is On the Spot. We're going to see y'all in the next episode. What's up, y'all? I'm Chris Hayes, and this is On the Spot, a new interview.